Okay.
in our community. So of course I have to refine that, but that's what I want to put on the business cards. I want to do a business card. I want to do a pamphlet and get the website going and do a PayPal account for the ministry. I already have a bank account for the ministry.
Okay, let's hold for a second. We're going to start from the beginning, and let's give it 2 more minutes, and then because everybody's going to ask the same questions.
Okay.
And then other than that, I'm going to pull some other resources while we wait, and we can record the whole thing, and then you can answer all your questions.
Wonderful. Thank God for this opportunity. I didn't want to be late, so okay. I didn't mean to bum rush you. Okay.
I forgot to send it at the on Wednesday. I was going to send it Monday, but I had to import all the information in MailChimp, and I was trying to figure out how to send it because I'm used to constant contact. So I finally figured it out yesterday. And
praise God.
But I would do it again as well, maybe like every couple of weeks. But let me look for resources real quick.
Okay.
And then
wonderful.
We can take it from there.
Okay, and I'll step away for 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Great, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, we will start in 1 minute, actually, when she returns, and we will start with our questions with nonprofits.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, we're going to jump right on in. Tim Jacquet, we're going to talk about, it's a question and answer session regarding nonprofits. And with nonprofit organizations, here's kind of a matrix here we do in Texas, but it's really at any part of the country. You want to form your mission statement. What is the purpose of you starting the organization? And really, what's your vision for it? And most people just want to hear what's the passion behind it. They want to know why you're doing it versus what you really do. So you want to always begin with that. Simple formation, you incorporate in your state. And from that point, once you incorporate in your state, most of them today, you can do it online. You apply for your identification number, but make sure you apply as a nonprofit. So it'd be connected to the nonprofit. And then from there, you apply for your 501c3, the easy form, not the long form. And if it asks you this question, if you're going to make over $50,000 a year, over a 3-year period, and the answer is no, because if not, you're going to fill out the $1,000 form, which would take 6 months for you to get approved. Most nonprofits in the United States are small. They make under $50,000 in the first 3 years. So take that option for the easy, because there's no difference from the easy versus the full-fledged 501c3. They're exactly the same. One thing you kind of need to keep in mind that all 501c3s are not the same. So the corporation really is a nonprofit entity. It is kind of a public service type of organization, but it is a corporation. And it's governed by corporate law. So you have a board of directors. You don't own it yourself, but the corporation is invested by the board of directors, and they make the management decisions for the organization. Also, there's the guardians to make sure everything financially and legally goes right with that particular nonprofit. What is not an LLC, is not a sole prop. It is a corporation. It's not an S Corp. It's not a limited liability. It's not a partnership. It's not an LLP. Sole prop is you, the person that owns it. And if something happens to you, it goes with your estate. So a married couple can be a sole prop, but the married couple, of course, in a state like Texas, community property is 50-50 owned, but is one person maybe legally on of record. General partnership is a for-profit. S corp is for-profit, and all the others are for-profit. Okay. The board of directors or the governing body of the organization, and that's where the IRS and the state looks for direction, that they're going to make sure that the monies that comes into the organization and the purpose are being fulfilled, and they're actually invested to do that. And it's their responsibility, and they're really governed by bylaws. But as time goes on, they're getting a little bit more restrictive on nonprofits, and it's usually when something happens, they kind of hold the board of directors accountable for it. Some board people won't join unless their board insurance is on the organizations. Typically from $600 to $1,500, depends how complex the organization is. That liability coverage, like we have for $1 million, will protect the board members themselves for things that happens with the organization. And we have it as well, and something happens, if they sue the organization or something liable happens, then that insurance policy actually covers that organization. So there is a lot of 501s, but there are only a few 501s that are actually tax exempt. And the 501c3 is the most common one, but not all 501cs are the same. There are 29 of them. And the ones that are tax exempt is the common one is 501c3. Fraternities are 501c7s. They are tax exempt, but it's not deductible. And that's the 3 main differences. There's 501c3. One is enacted by Congress. They control it, so it's anything that goes into it is tax deductible. 501c3s are churches, research centers. Those are tax deductible. That doesn't mean the person who's given the donation can to take it off their tax return. Likewise, for cemeteries, or the same thing. You know, once the person pays that interment fee and that plot of land, you know, is there forever. So they make that tax deductible as well, because they know in the future, generations going to be passed, and you know, 100 years later, everybody is all gone. So who's going to take care of it? So they make that tax deductible. It's another entity itself. For you, for your purpose, just worry about the 501c3. Don't worry about the rest. So anyway, I guess go back to your question you had earlier. So you go ahead and dive in with it.
Okay, I have a question that I didn't mention, but I think it's important right now. I really want to set up an office. I'm not sure how to go about doing it, and if I can get paid as a staff, how many staff members. I have one other person. She's not officially on the board, but she's been serving with me faithfully in the prison ministry.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to become a board member, but her name is not down officially. And she did training with you about, I think she did the grant writing with you.
Sure.
So so I want to know, I'd like to start an office where we could get paid, right? So we can really, you know, really go deeper into it. I got the 501c3 last September, and I got the tax exempt, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know how we can go ahead and set up, we're working from home, and I want to know how we can set up an office so we can get paid as even as board members. How can we do that?
Linda, you want to answer that, or?
Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Linda.
I had technical problems. Thank you. Yeah, let me.
This is Gemma Henry, Miss Gray.
Hello there. How are you doing? Yes.
Good.
Yeah, let me respond to your question regarding your board member that's been providing some direct services for your nonprofit, and it definitely opportunity for that individual or board members that actually provide direct services to the nonprofit organization. They can receive not a salary, because a salary would be considered an employment of the nonprofit organization, but they definitely can provide you with a 1099 that would provide them a stipend or a service agreement amount based upon their services to the nonprofit. So I hope that answered your question, or did I make that clear?
Okay, this person is not a board member. I would like to bring her on as a board member.
All right. To address that issue, since she's not included, I assume she's not included in your original incorporation, right?
No, she's not.
All right, that's okay. Once you have been incorporated and officially designated as a nonprofit organization, during your initial board member meetings or meetings that you will be offering in your nonprofit organization, you can install or appoint, and she can accept board membership, and it can be documented, and she could be added on.
Okay, so that's my main issue now with the board members. The three I originally started with, my husband, myself, and another young lady. Those were the initial three I started. And the young lady who was supposed to be the secretary, she was no longer able to function in that capacity. So I do have her letter of resignation. Now, to get the 501c, I got the letters of incorporation with her name. But then to get the 501c3, I personally asked two people if they would consider being on the board, and they said yes. So I submitted their names, and I got the 501c3 with their names on it, but they are not functioning. There's two functional people right now, my husband and myself. So I know I have to get that paperwork right, but it's been a problem getting them together. How do I fix that? And can I go ahead and pursue, because I have everything else to get some monies in?
Well, let me ask you this. On your original certificate of formation with the state of Texas is, in other words, it did not include these new members or her or the individual you're speaking of.
No.
So when you said that you've already received your 501c3, did you request those members to be added?
I asked them personally. I didn't realize I was supposed to have an official board meeting. I asked them one-on-one if they were willing to serve on the board, and they said yes.
Okay, that's fine. But what
I
my
submitted
question,
their name. Mm-hmm.
yeah, let me, I want to make sure I understand correctly. Did you fill out a certificate of amendment?
No, I did not.
And that's with the state of Texas. And if you did not, then you can do a certificate of amendment through the Secretary of State of Texas to include their names.
Okay, the five, their names were on it when I submitted for the 501c3.
Okay, great. So you want to have them removed or some removed?
They're not really, I'm having problems getting the board together. So I'm like, are they really, on board with us? So this is the question. So I'm been praying and, trying to decide, do I need to get their names removed and put, people who I think would be an asset? How do I go?
Well, yes, but not who you think. I think formally, you really do need to have a board meeting by teleconference call or in person, and then let them commit and agree to serve on your board verbally and documenting that they agree to serve. And then that way they have agreed and affirmed. And then at that meeting, it's been approved and documented that these board members are officially engaged in the nonprofit organization as board members. That's very important.
I know. So I wouldn't have to do a certificate of amendment if they still agree to be actively involved.
That's right. But look, on your original certificate of formation with the state of Texas, it has the original 5 board members that you already included when you first applied for formation. So
for the letters of incorporation, I just had 3.
All right, that's good. So that's fine. So really, if you have the 3, are they still currently serving? The 3?
No, one is not. She submitted a letter of resignation.
Oh, good. Okay, then. So you got that letter from her, resignation. And then if you like, you can go ahead on and do a certificate of amendment and remove her. And
okay.
That's a form 424.
Okay, you read my mind, form 24.
Yeah, 424.
Okay.
And the only thing that you're going to amend is removing, which you are going to delete. There's a box that will say delete. And then you will delete the board member, that name, and that's it. And sign off and date it and submit it.
Okay.
You're not making any changes on anything else other than that, correct?
on that certificate of amendment, but I find out if these other board members are committed.
All right. You want to add them on that form too. If they commit, you want to add their names. And there's a box that says add.
Even though I had submitted their names to get the 501c3 tax exempt.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I still have to add their name.
Right. You can add their name to the certificate of amendment because their names was not on the original certificate, right, with the state.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
So on the form 434, on the form 434, you're going to...
434, okay.
Yes, you're going to add the new board member. Then you're going to hit the box that says delete the other board members that need to be removed, or the one that need to be removed. I'm sorry. Add.
Okay.
You're going to add. It's a box that says add, ADD.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's 434. Okay, so this is after I get the commitment from them that they're going to be serving. Okay, so do I have to present the new, like the one who's been helping me and another one, do I have to have a board meeting to add them on, or?
Well, you really want to have a teleconference call and then document it in your paperwork.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. And so that was the first big issue. And the second one is about the really starting an office. Although I've been working behind the scenes, but I know exactly what I want to do in the community at this time. So I wanted to know about the starting the office.
In other words, acquiring an office space?
Oh, I've been working from home.
Is that what you want to do now? Are you asking what are the requirements to start your office, operating out of the office, or you want to continue to operate your office from your home?
I want to continue operating from a home at this point, but wanting to know how we can get paid doing it.
Well, number one, have you developed a organization startup budget?
No, I haven't.
That's number one. That's what you should do. In other words, you need to create a startup operating budget. And that is a projection. You know, it's like an estimate.
Yeah.
As if you were officially opening up, launching for the very first time to include salaries, staff, office space, supplies, etc. So with that, after that operating budget has been developed, and that operating startup dollar amount should permit you or help you with applying for those dollars through grants and other contractual maybe agreements for dollars to help support you getting a salary.
So would this budget be for a year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so as board members, as a board member, how can I get a salary?
Well,
how could I get that?
Well, first of all, you are the founder of the organization. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And you are the official president, which is your fiscal position in the nonprofit organization. And then you're also considered an executive director, which manages the day-to-day. And so that means that you would be an employee of your nonprofit organization. And that's how you will be able to retain a salary once you have applied for grant funding to pay for your salary.
Okay, so what would my official title be as a staff member?
It's called Executive Director.
Okay, Executive Director, okay.
Yes, that is the official position name for nonprofit leadership.
Okay.
And they manage the day-to-day operations and oversee the implementation of the nonprofit goals.
Okay. What other official staff members can I have? Like can I have a HR director, or because I just want one other person?
Well, let me say this to you as a startup, because you're initially starting to implement your services.
Yes.
So I would only recommend maybe an administrative assistant.
That's what I mean.
For now. And until you begin to create revenues to support your nonprofit organization operating budget.
So what about who would be responsible for paying the staff? How would that be done?
Well, because you're a startup, you want to have in place operating software like QuickBooks for nonprofits. And that can help you maintain and process your organizational revenues and dollars, and then making available on that software program for nonprofits called QuickBooks for Nonprofits. It has reports and processes to help you manage the dollars and the payout, salaries or whatever it takes to maintain and operate.
Right. So could I be the one to do this, sign the checks?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I just wanted to know that.
Yes.
Okay. So yes. So
and,
that's.
And by the way, do you have an existing checking account?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. And are you on the checking account as a signer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, great. That's
Both
good.
my husband and I, yeah. And
yes,
I want to start a PayPal account, which I'm going to put on the website.
That's great. And that can be tied to your bank account. That's good.
Okay. All right. So thank you for the advice to get over the hump. It's been my block. It's like, okay, I'm going from there to there. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Hi, my name is Sabrina Williams.
Hi, Sabrina. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning. She was just talking about opening up the PayPal account and everything. What do you all recommend for collecting donations? So I've gone through the process. I have my 501c3. I have my board. I was listening to the part where she said the board is not kind of working like they should. So that's part of the challenge that I have. We actually have a board meeting scheduled tomorrow, Saturday, to talk about where we are, where we're going, what we're doing, and to make sure we're all on the same sheet of music. But one of the things, when I'm looking at donations, I set up a PayPal account. I haven't used that because I think they offer 2.3, they charge 2.3% and 30 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked at Giveify, they do 2.9. Do you all have a recommended software or way of being able to select donations?
No, I mean, just keep it basic. I mean, because those particular sites is really controlled by Visa, MasterCard. They're the one that controls what they can offer. And what happened is those processors usually add maybe a point on top of it. So it's not like, hey, it's only really 2 or 3% of the sale or the donation, but half of that actually goes to Visa and MasterCard. So they really don't have any control over that, and they just add an additional point to cover their costs and make a profit from it. So just don't spend a lot of time on it. Just always get PayPal, because you have an app you can put on your phone. If you're doing the website, you can do Classy or Giveify, whatever. But those are pretty standards. And what happened is there's different type of cards. Like for, as you know, there's reward card. There is a corporate card, there's a government card, and Visa, MasterCard charge higher fees. And what happened, these processing companies just average it and say, hey, we're just taking in between, and we'll take it from there. Because what happened is, these cards, Visa and MasterCard does offer that, but what happened is they charge on the back end to give that back to the consumer. Like your rewards card. That makes sense?
Okay.
Yeah, so just don't worry about the processing fee, because they're just averaging it. But yes, get a PayPal, because you can have the app on your phone, and you can use the one that you just mentioned, or Classy. It really doesn't matter. It's just the cost of doing business. And
Okay.
back to the other question regarding the board of directors. I will wait until the end of the year until you guys kind of solidify your board of directors, because you don't keep going back to the state paying the filing costs of trying to add and delete board of directors. I would probably just want to do that maybe like once or twice a year. Just get them to commit for 1 year, so you don't have to keep going back and making those change, because it's more stress on you, and also it's costing you to keep going back and forth. So I would say, hey, try to find a board you can work with, and probably by November, then submit to take those people off and add those people on. And it'd just be easier for you that just get them to commit for a year.
Okay. So every time you add or remove somebody from the board, you're supposed to go back to the state and update your certificate of formation, or?
Yeah, you just want to add because it authorized. Because what happened is, if you go into a contract with a government agency, they want it corrected. Or if you go into some type of compliance or insurance, they want the correct board members listed, because they insuring those people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you go into a government contract, they want the official, who are your board of directors, and those people are not on it. They want those corrected before they complete the contract. I'm not sure. It depends on, I think some grants do the same thing. They want it updated. Linda, have you ran into that problem? Because I ran it through several times. That depends on whatever that grant agency or that contract is. They want to update it.
Yes, and I'm recommending that we take a look at the public information report. So in other words, if there are any changes, and then like Tim said, instead of, submitting 424s and paying the $25 each time, then maybe every 6 months, or even at the time before you engage, just before you engage in a contract or apply for a funding and win the award, and before you get ready to do contracting, I would do a public information report. And that's a form that you can get access to, but you call in to the Secretary of State and get that form.
Yeah, even though that you're exempt on your filing every single year, but you will get a web, for Texas, you can get a web file number. They won't give it to you on the phone. They send it to you initially when you incorporate, but you can write in, and you can call them and ask them to send it to you, and you can do it electronically on the secretary, on the controller's website. So you just load the information automatically in, or you can fax the form in or send it by mail.
Oh,
So
okay.
is this, when you said the web file number, is that what we were requesting? The web file number?
Yeah, from the controller office. They send it to you when you first incorporate. And I lose it all the time, and I have to usually scan it and save it. You can update things there, but that's on the public information report. But you can always fax it into the controller's office, or you can walk it into the controller's office here in Dallas or Fort Worth office, or you can just drop it in the mail.
This is the amendment you're talking about.
No,
If we
that's just, it's a public information report for the controller's office. So they want to know as well when you make a change.
Oh, as well, okay.
Yeah,
And
because even though you get exempt from your, is it AP 205? You don't have to file it, but you're still responsible in keeping the public information report current on the website. Because that's what people, when they pull the report, they see who's on the board.
Okay.
From the controller's office.
How often do we need to submit this report?
No,
Once a
they
year?
ask, yeah, annually. I would say, you know, if you get a board of directors to commit a calendar year and just say, hey, can you commit to the end of the year? And so we don't have to incur all this cost and time to keep updating the reports. If like you have some people now, okay, can you just stay with us until the end of the year, or if you can't, that's fine. But just send it like in November and do your update. Get the people to commit next year to say, hey, can you just do it for that 1 year?
Okay, got you. And okay, the form, is it 434 or 424? I want, because
The 424 is the one for the Secretary of State. That's for the corporate filing. And the other one is a public information. It goes to the controller office for Texas. So
okay,
it's two.
so it's right. I understand it's two different ones, but I wanted to know if it was 424 or 43, because I'm hearing.
Which one is Linda?
Oh, it's 424.
424.
And how much does it cost to submit that?
$25.
Oh, okay.
And then the controller's office is free.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Tim, for bringing that to my attention regarding the comptroller's office, because that's important also, you know, for making sure that the board members are intact and it's current.
So for me, when I first did my certificate of formation, I have a vice president, but she was not on there. I really should have gone back to correct that.
Do it when you, yeah, do it when you, like you're saying, you have board issues. Do it when you have your final board that can commit to 2020, and do everything in one time. Because if not, it's not worth you sending it in and pay $25 and you have another change happening at the end of the year. So I would say just send it in at one time. Get your people to commit to 2020 and say, hey, I just need you to be with us for next year for 2020, and then do everything at one time. So, you know, some things do change. Some people do have emergencies, but just try to get them to stay for 12 months.
Okay. So the challenge I'm running into with my board is we are putting out assignments and they're not following through on that assignment. Right. Like I'm working, I'm doing everything else. And I had a conversation with them. I said, I understand this is a nonprofit, but this is a business. In any business, you would have employees. Because we are just starting, we don't have employees. We are the employees. That means we have to actually be working. We're a working board. So that's part of what we're going to be talking about on Saturday, to see, you know, where everybody is, what their commitment level is, and what they'll be able to help with. Because I'm a little frustrated. And I did my certificate of formation last year. And then I went through Linda's class for grant writing and started a nonprofit, and realized that that was wrong. So I've gotten that corrected. I got the 501c3, but we haven't started having our programs yet. And we haven't started really collecting outside of what we give as a board. And I feel like we should be moving forward more. And it could be just that I'm trying to rush it and it's gonna take time. I don't know. What should my expectation be for moving forward?
From I guess before Linda will chime in, it's really, I've been in church ministry for 39 years, and it works both ways. The pastor is going to do the majority of the work. His role as is to lead the people, and part of that leading people, you really got to find the people, because it's a nonprofit as well. You find people that have a certain skill set. For example, I know there's architect, engineers, teachers have a lesson plan mentality. They like starting stuff and finishing it, but they have in their mind, because it's just their nature. Hey, I know I'm going to plan this, and this. You have to get the right people to do the right thing and what their skill set is. Some people are like secretaries. They're organizers. They like to keep things orderly. But you got to find the people that has that particular skill set. If I want a project done, I have to get certain people that have that particular mentality to get it done, or that skill set to get it done. And maybe the person, even your business owner, may be good at fundraising, but he's not good at project management. So you really have to discern what that person's skill set is and what they're going to be good at, and not set the expectation that, hey, I need you to get this done, but they might not be good at that. Just find out really what they're good at, and then take it from that point, and that makes a workable solution. So you know what you're dealing with. I wouldn't give it to a person who house is a mess and can't get things together and give them a project, a project management type role. But they might be good at, social media, or they might be good at fundraising. They might be good at just talking to people. Find out what that skill set is and let them drive, because it's easy for them to do it. Find out what that skill set is and let them drive it from there. And the executive director is going to have to pull the additional weight.
Okay.
Don't look like that.
Well, I got a board full of people that like to talk, basically, that don't like to follow through. And when I selected the people for the board, I didn't realize what I needed to actually look for.
Mm-hmm.
So the person that was helping me through this process was like, just get some names, just put some names on there. So I put some names on there. And the one person that I thought would help me follow through on things, turns out that person is really, like, when you look at the DIS program, she's really a rah-rah person. She's not okay, I'm gonna follow through details.
Do it.
I didn't realize it.
So
So I don't have anybody on my board like that.
You see what Jesus' problem was. And he has apostles, and he did the same thing. So he led, and that's what he was good at. He led people, and he encouraged people, and even that he had doctors and lawyers and everything else, they did the same thing. And probably, you're going to have to do the same thing. You're just going to discern what that particular gift is. And when that you discern what that gift is, then try to lead them to get it done. But you maybe, like, for example, on the whiteboard or on those long white sheets, those big Post-its, and just write it and have them to write it so they can commit to it. Take a picture of it and say, hey, this is what you can do. I've done that in certain meetings. So don't give them a lot. Just give them like one or two things and say, hey, this is what you need to do it by. And see if they take that little big piece of paper. Here's your big piece of paper. But it puts a mental thing in there and say, hey, we just need it done. But your job is to project manage to make sure that they get it done, but make sure you get them at the right skill set. Lynn, do you have anything to add to that?
No, but I do want to say, Sabrina, I don't remember what your main core mission is. You want to tell me? Do you mind sharing?
So, our mission, the name of the organization is Reach, Walk, Climb, and Reach, Walk, Climb. And our mission is to empower passionate, underrepresented, actually I said the African American community, to reach their full potential by providing educational resources and scholarships. So what we want to do is offer empowerment workshops, interviewing, resume writing, and also some finance classes. But we also want to offer scholarships to people. In my mind, I had two different scholarships. One is for a high school student that's not necessarily in the top percent, but that's passionate and want to go to school, and it may be for a trade school, not even a 2 or 4 year school.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is a second chance scholarship for adults that they're out here in the world and realize, wait a minute, I need to get some kind of certification. I need to get a degree.
Mm-hmm.
I need some help. So those are the two groups that I want to offer scholarships with. So I'm trying to, I'm having in my mind, I'm having an easier time with the scholarship part because you're just raising funds, and I don't plan to give the first scholarship until June of 2020. So I know I have time, but I want to start my empowerment workshops now.
Right.
But I'm challenged with my board. It's like, okay, guys, we got to get this stuff together.
Okay.
One of the things, my logo, I want to get it trademarked before I start blasting it out everywhere. And I don't know if I'm holding myself back by trying to get that at least started. I know I won't be able to have it finished, but I want to have it at least started before I start giving out workshops and stuff.
Okay, let me address your board member participation. Okay, you got a good mission. You got the opportunities to offer job training skills, resume, interviewing, I guess financial literacy. Is that a part?
Yes, financial literacy, yes.
All right, so the board members or any of your board members, can they provide any of those workshops or services?
Can you see my face?
Oh, okay.
She gave another face.
Listen,
I didn't want to say
thought
nothing.
you were thinking. I thought you were thinking. Okay.
No, I'm not thinking.
All right then.
I have somebody that could possibly help with the interviewing, but the rest of it is all going to be on me right at this moment. It's all going to be on me.
Okay, that's the point then. And like Tim said, is engaging the board members to see exactly what their role and what they want to participate in within your defined strategy. In other words, when you have your board meeting Saturday, those objectives and initiatives that you want to do need to be at the forefront of that. So to engage them, they may know someone else. But because you're offering those services, I would recommend right now to take a look at are you in the Dallas area or Tarrant County?
Tarrant County.
All right. Tarrant County has the ISD, the Independent School District, and there are opportunities for nonprofit organizations to offer the services that you're wanting to do. So you need to find out what are the available requirements for your nonprofit organization to serve as a vendor with Tarrant County ISD. I think that if you do that, you know what I mean, you can initiate that process and then at least have some strategic goals. So at your board meeting, you know what I mean, you can relay that to them. And I guarantee you, once you at least establish an opportunity, you know what I mean, to go after, then that's probably when you can get them to at least participate, because I think that's a very good mission that you have, and it's sorely needed. So I'm sure you did your assessment, statistics, and know, the need for your organization.
Can I interject something at this time? When my first board member I chose, because the person worked with me, But the person I would really like to come on board now, she's been serving and following me at the prison ministry, and I asked her for a bio, and she coughed it up like in, like 1 or 2 days. So that's what I'm asking every board member I'm bringing on now. What are you bringing to the table? Can you submit a short bio? So that way I will see what their skill set is, so what they can do, so then I'll be able to plug them in, if I have to, ask for advice or, use them in a particular capacity. I'm asking each board member to submit a short bio. And that's the best way I can know how to, to see who they are and know what skill set they bring into the table.
Yeah, that's good.
Sabrina, regarding your trademark, don't worry about a trademark because it takes a year or two before you can do a trademark, and it's expensive and it takes time to do it. So when you do an application, you can do it for Texas, would be pretty quick, but for the US, it'd be almost a year before they even get back with you to let you know exactly what's wrong with it, or if they're going to move forward with it or ask a question. So do move forward with your project, and if you have a logo, have someone design it, but it really is not all that important. It's really the mission that you're doing, and you can go back and add a logo later. Pay for a logo officially.
One.
Okay.
So I have one and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want nobody to steal it because it's just great.
Word by free. Welcome to free enterprises. So the only thing is expensive and it's time consuming. So it takes
I've raised the money.
a year for you to get an answer back from that office, that trademark office in the U.S. in D.C. A year before they get back with you. It's a process that can take up to 2 years.
Okay.
So if you want to wait for 2 years until you get it back, you're not gonna get anything done.
No, what I wanted to do was at least file it.
Just go file it.
So I wanted to go file it. And you said there's a way to do it with the state also?
Yeah, but it's only gonna protect you for the state of Texas. And if someone uses it, do you feel like legally challenging them and suing them for using it? Is expensive for litigation. So it's really, nobody really cares about the Red Cross logo. They post it all over. The Federal Express has that same issue. Some vendors were using that for their trucks, and they finally, after 5 years, made them take it off of on eBay and for places like you selling your business, those particular platforms, and they have a legal department. That's all they do all day long, and they still have a hard time trying to keep people to stop using it. So, like I said, the large companies have the same issue. And unless they feel like suing someone, which they know is expensive, don't worry about the logo. Just go ahead and file it, and 9 out of 10 you're gonna end up changing it in the future anyway.
Okay. So I need to not be married to it.
No.
Because there's a possibility I may have to change it. Okay.
Yeah. So even they come back and say, hey, no, you had to change it for some particular reason, it conflicts with somebody else's. But it's not all that. It's really the mission that you're doing. Like I said, Federal Express has a problem. They make $50 billion a year on their logo, and don't want people using it. Believe me, you're going to have a problem.
Okay.
I have a question about logo. I was able to find one. I did a search on my computer that I would like to use on my business cards and my pamphlets. And I was wondering, can I just go ahead and use it?
Use it.
Okay. Because it's what I want to do. I can share it. It's picking up the broken pieces of humanity, and here it is.
Yeah. And as I'm sure that has a copyright something infringement on it, but don't worry about it for right now.
Okay.
Or at our particular size, we're just really we're small. Just getting started.
Okay. Right. Okay. So this is what I wanted to make sure. Okay, good.
You just pay $5 for it from Fiverr, FIV.
Yeah.
ERR, and that's it. And just move on. You'll lose money by waiting.
Okay.
So when I filed my certificate of formation, I did Reach Walk Klein Inc. And I was told as a nonprofit, I was advised that I need to take that ink off of there, incorporate it, because people are going to think it's a for-profit business.
Not
You
true.
can, no, not true. You can put nonprofit if somewhere in that statement say we're a 501c3, but it just really doesn't matter. But if that's what you got your 501c3 is, don't change it. Just move forward with it.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. The person that gave me the advice, I said, I don't think that's right, but okay.
And I have a question for Ms. Gray. I checked your website and I noticed that as a founder, just your picture was on the website, and you have a corporation. Is that correct? You have a nonprofit, or is that your for-profit? I don't
No,
know.
you're not going to believe this, but I am only a sole proprietor.
Oh,
I've been one ever since 1998, and I'm too old to change.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I don't know why I assumed it was but I saw it and I was wondering. Okay, so I need to include the board members on the website as time goes on.
Yeah, if I was you, I would, Tim, why don't we recommend at least basic website? I know it's some that we really need to take a look at to add the content of your website. So it's important, like, I guess, home, mission. Yes. So can we do a website? Let's do.
Yeah, like for example, Square Up does it. But give me a second.
Okay. Yeah,
Can you
just
see
see
it?
if we can. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, let's see what. Let's look at a basic website.
You can do Square Up or Squarespace, and they can run your processing as well. So you just need really 5 pages. You just need to have about us, your homepage, and whatever products and services that you offer, and contact us, and that's it.
Right. Right. It's basic.
And it took me a while to even for ours for Apple CDC, and we're still in development. We have blog articles, but it took me a while to go put all this together and content together.
Looks good.
So, like I said, you just take it little by little, step by step.
About your services and programs and invest. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So I created one with Google. I haven't released it for people to be able to see it yet.
Mm-hmm. Google has one as well for domains.
I use theirs. And you said Square, you can actually process payments with theirs?
Yeah, I mean, you can, Squarespace, you can also, Square Up, you can also do payroll as well. It's integrated.
And I saw Vistaprint was offering something. Is theirs? I didn't really look into it fully.
Yeah, but Square Up is really easy.
Square Up.
Okay. They do payroll. They do all this other stuff. Squarespace is another you can use as well. .com. Wix is another.
Yeah.
And just use that to get started. And they want to know who you are, so the About Us page is important. And just slowly add your information in. And look and see what other people are doing as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Okay.
If you wanted to do business with, and I don't have it in front of me and it's not coming in my mind, with government contractors, you have to get your DUNS number.
Mm-hmm. You have to be registered. You have to register in SAM. .gov, and they will send you. You can add the same process. A link will pop up for you to put something for Dun & Bradstreet, so they can get your number. Now, in a year, they're making their own numbers. They're getting rid of Dun & Bradstreet after a gajillion years, and they're going to come up with their very own at the end of next year. But for right now, they're still using Duns.
Let me make a comment too about sam.gov. You want to make sure when you key in the sam.gov website address, you want to make sure it's the official government one, because there is no charge to register for SAM. But for some reason, I was told through the local, our technical assistance office is at University of Texas at Arlington. So the SAM representatives, technical people are there that represent our area. Well, they said that the link sometimes tie into a for-profit business.
Sam.com, I think.
For-profit business is the one that charges and confuse you as if you have to make a payment. So you got to make sure of the link in the right website page.
And if it said .gov, it's the government.
Okay.
That's always a clue, .gov, because they're the only one that controls that.
Well, the .gov is the one that my client went on, and that's when they received a interjection from this company out of Florida who was asking for them to pay. So I thought on the original sam.gov, there is up at the top where it asks you to submit an affidavit. That should be listed.
Yeah, and that's
on that
sam.gov.
first page. And that's not there. It's not right there, that one.
No, you actually have to go in to register. And when you register, that's part of the process. So,
okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. They must have just recently changed that then
last
week.
June of last year, because it caught everybody off guard, but it was as of the end of June of last year, they were requiring that you send because of fraud, people were taking over people's company profiles. So they asking you to list who is authorized to act on your behalf and notarize that and send it. But what happened is they get thousands of requests per day. They send in thousands for months of new applications that came in. It was taking them forever to get back to people to release their profiles. Now, if you had a profile before, you don't have to do it. But if you had a profile after that date, then you need a certified letter. Not certified. You need to notarize that letter and send it in who's authorized to ask on your behalf. But if it say .gov, it's going to be the federal government. If it say anything like .net or .com or whatever, it's going to be a for-profit organization. They're going to be asking for money.
Okay.
Okay, tell me more about this registering with sam.gov for contracts.
For contracts and for grants, federal grants, you have to be listed.
Okay. Oh, that's just for federal. Okay, I got you.
Okay. This has been really, really good.
Yes.
I really appreciate it, and it was very timely for me because I've been very frustrated, and I know I shouldn't be, but I have been because this has been a long process coming.
Yeah, and I kind of like was frustrated and decided, let me press on, and I stopped for a couple months and pressed on. I've been praying and fasting, and this has been like a yes, the light bulb. Yes, I was planning to make an appointment to see someone in school, but I really, really, really appreciate this.
But in this Facebook group, you can always post a question into it. I mean, we started this thing about 3 years ago. Now it's 1,100 people are in this group all over. But you can pose your question. People will answer, or Linda and I will answer it. Yeah.
Which Facebook group? What's the name of the group? I missed that part.
Wow, that looks good, Kim.
Yeah, nonprofit mastermind.
Let me get in there now.
Yes, that is awesome. Tim, I have not, it's the new makeup.
Yeah, I'm going to have it changed again. But what happened is 1,100 people in here, and you can go to their profile and see who they ask or ask the question. We're going to get a little bit more active in here, but
Okay.
People are joining every day.
What's the name
What's
of
the
the
name of the group?
Is Nonprofit Mastermind Group.
nonprofit?
Well,
Mhm.
it's got S, masterminds, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Nonprofit organizations, masterminds.
Just take a picture of URL. It's in Facebook, and it's a closed group, but it's 1,100 people, almost 1,200 people in it, and they're all at different stages. Some of them are successful nonprofits throughout the United States. Because I looked at I approved the applications that they come in. Some have startup, and some are really just trying to get additional networking and questions answered. You can see here as
So,
people continue to join.
Wow.
are
Looks
you
good.
showing it? Let
Let me see.
Nonprofit mastermind.
I think I see it. So wasn't it? I pulled it up.
I send the link out, but
Okay.
if you go on Facebook, I mean, it's not that many nonprofit. So nonprofits, masterminds, group.
Okay.
It's
So
with
how
the
do I
tab.
join the group?
Yeah, you are asked to join, and I go through it every day. So I just go ahead and let you in.
Okay.
Why is it not? Okay.
I'm
So
seeing it. Are you?
invite member. What is your email address? I can go ahead and invite you.
Okay. The
So
birthing, please.
You want to
The
type? Okay, THE.
yes, birthing, BIRTHING, place, ministries, INT at Yahoo.
Okay, I'll send you an invite. Okay.
Yes.
So if I created a page for my business, but it's not live yet for my nonprofit, should I join under
I
my
got it.
personal profile or the
Either
business
or.
profile?
I mean, you can on under your personal, so you can see the alerts. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Tim. I got it.
No problem. Any other questions?
I think that. Oh, what was Linda's website that she was talking about?
Okay. Who, Sabrina?
Yes.
Oh, right. It's corporate, well, www, corporate connections .info. Yeah, corporate connections .info. And that's a very generic one, but it's sort of like my son-in-law, who's an IT. He produced it. I told him I wanted something simple,
Yeah.
and that I don't have to go and change the content of it. I can just add some things to it, but I have just the welcome, what I'm about, and then the about is just me giving an overview, and then the services that I offer, and then those are the services, and then the resources. I added websites to help nonprofit organizations. So there is one website on here that we need to bring to you all's attention. It's called nw.org, neighborworks.org. That is so important for us as nonprofit organizations to get some training. And you can apply for scholarships. They'll provide scholarships for either the travel or a scholarship to actually pay for the training course itself. But it's funded by HUD, Housing, Urban, and Development. And there is a training for us as nonprofit leaders, administrators. That training is really recommended for nonprofit leaders. And it's a great opportunity because we do need that training. You know, we never can get enough training in this business as a leader, you know, especially a nonprofit.
And they just have one that's actually went on, and they get booked pretty quickly. So the
Yes.
one New Orleans is ending today. There's another one in Portland coming up in December. You have to just stay on top of it, Los Angeles, but there should be another one next spring
Yes.
as well.
They're all on that same website?
Yes.
Yes.
And there's scholarships, but you just have to stay on top of it because the scholarships go pretty quickly.
And there's a tab for the scholarships. It'll have a little tab that says apply for scholarships. So sometimes you want to go ahead on and get familiar with what is needed so you can be ready when those trainings come up. And just recently, they are having state trainings locally in states now. So they just had one in Dallas last month, but they're not put on or advertised on this national site here yet. So we want to make sure that we're signed up and see how we can sign up, you know, as a newsletter or something to receive their information. And then it'll go, let's see if we can, subscribe. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Neighbor Works America.
And you can join here and go from there.
Right, let's get on that list,
Okay, that's great. Oh my goodness. So much good information. I thank you all so much.
No problem.
No, I tell you what, I do want to recognize Timothy. I tell you what, he has really been a great inspirational, a leader, really an effective initiator for our community. And I'm just publicly commending him and thanking him for supporting me. And when I say me, I mean me as far as trying my best to provide my services to the nonprofit community, because guess what? You leaders, nonprofit leaders, I'm telling you, the bulk of the weight is on you. And you both have been anointed to really lead your nonprofit organization because the Lord gave you the vision. So when we have Tim and others that really invest back into our, into our nonprofit organization, our goals, and then just help invest us, we really do appreciate you, Tim.
Oh, no, thank you.
Because of this platform, this is a great platform for us and to be engaged in. And so I look forward of engaging in this, and I don't know how often are you scheduled for these webinars, training, Tim?
We're going to do like twice a month, and I'll put a notice out for something in a couple of weeks in September, and we do like twice a month, and also they can always respond in the Facebook if they have a question.
Okay. So the Facebook is a good place to get questions answered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good platform. Yeah.
It's safe. Okay.
Sabrina, do you have your car air conditioner on, Sabrina?
Yeah, you hear it.
I'm going to say you staying cool and check, girl, it is hot. I went outside just a minute and just like to almost pass out.
Yes, it is extremely hot out here. I have the air conditioner on.
Okay. All right.
Most definitely. Okay, this is good. I want to ask a question. Hopefully it's appropriate. If you're looking for a SCORE mentor and you want a specific mentor, can you request? Do you have to just get whoever they assign you to? How does that work for the mentor program?
you want me to respond, Tim?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay. And then, follow. Okay. On the national website, and I don't know if you've all had the opportunity to go on it, it's the score.org. It's the national. And really, that is really good for me personally. I like to recommend individuals to go to our national score website and then search for particular mentors in specialized industries. And so like nonprofits, or even you can put the Dallas, wherever zip code you're in, or really on a national basis, because you can have a mentor do video conferencing from anywhere.
Okay.
So it really gives you some diverse. But for the local level, for our SCORE offices, then you can make the initial request through our website or call the office. And that's one in Dallas, also in Fort Worth, and then we have a new one in Lubbock, Texas. So you don't have to be assigned to no member. You can be very specific, and it's really good to ask direct questions that pertain to you. So when you're calling in the office, you really want to say that you're interested in mentoring with someone that can really give you good detail, whether or not it's financials, of how to develop a good plan, a marketing plan, so you want to be very specific. Now, not all SCORE mentors are the same.
Right.
And it's okay that you engage in a mentor and it's just not really doing you at all. It's really good for you to bow out gracefully and then go to another mentor. So do not judge one mentor with another.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Because initially I went on the website and I got a mentor. That's before I met you all. And he said I need a nonprofit. And then then they send the training stuff every month. And that's when I plugged in. First of all, I did one with Tim in Arlington. And so I don't have to go back to that mentor, that original mentor. I've never seen him or spoken to him since, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So do I still need a personal mentor, or would this mastermind that Tim has set up be good
It's
enough?
the same thing. Yeah, it'd be the same thing, because once you already have your 501c3, now you're trying to grow.
Okay.
So I would say the thing you're trying to grow is develop a plan for you to make income, or provide some type of service to make income, and that's going to be really the core thing to focus on. The other stuff you can always get the information for.
Yes, and that's why I am also. I need to devise a plan to make income.
Yeah, because with grants, a lot of them want you to be sustainable. So they want you to be making money in order for them to give you money. So,
Really?
Yeah. So you're sustainable. There are some that will do money for startups, but you still going to have to be able to be sustainable.
And so let me recommend that initially, like today, after we get off this phone, inquire on the Walmart grants through the local stores. Today, let that be a challenge. It's called Walmart Foundation, and I think it will actually thank you, Tim. See the Tim has posted, and they have changed their process so you can apply 25 applications at 25 different stores. So organizations may only submit a total number of 25 applications and/or receive up to 25 grants within this 2019 cycle. So in other words, today, Go ahead on and apply online for 25 stores within your area. So Fort Worth, Dallas County, get the store number, and on the online application, begin. It's a simple process on the online application. It's online, it's quick, sufficient. And then the only thing you have to make sure is that your 501c3 is registered in the IRS database. That's all. And it's a great opportunity, and they are funding like crazy.
So how much could we ask for each store? 5,000?
To, I think, from
5,000.
250 up to 5,000.
So ask for the max each time?
In my opinion, and based upon the experience and then feedback from clients that have been awarded, what they do is actually go to the Walmart store and shake hands with the general manager.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then taking a look at, and the general manager, they will normally tell you, their medium amount, because they're the ones that approve the applications that go to them to their store. So they'll give you a good, average amount that they usually fund. They want to try to spread it, but I'm like you. I would rather, start at the top, and go to the max and then work my way down. But we want to be realistic though into
Right.
that, what I mean, making sure that we're going to be delivering, that worth.
So go to the website first and then go to the store.
I like to go to the store first, but you
Okay.
can go to the website
Gotcha.
anyway and sign up. You know what I mean? For each store. And you don't have to fill in the application. You can just register to get you an email address and a username, because you can go back and complete the applications. But each application has a different store number.
Got you.
Right. So.
Oh my goodness.
But that's a great opportunity today. And I tell you, that'll put a smile on your face. Right?
Okay.
And it's a quick turnaround too. It's between 30 and 45 days.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I guess we could have a report next time we meet up, right?
There you go.
Awarded amount, and bring the copy of the check so we can take a look at it.
I got a mommy and a daddy business.
Right.
The birthing place. So I'm telling you, I'm in the labor ward right now, and both mommy and daddy are there.
Oh wow, yes. Right. Honey.
Sabrina, I would love for us to connect sometime to encourage one another, since we in Fort Worth area. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that would be good. Is it a way, Tim, that you can connect us together?
Like, yeah, I know we're gonna have some. Yeah, I mean, let's see. You can. I mean, all of you are on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, but not through the birthing place, just Gemma Henry. Mm-hmm. You on Facebook, Sabrina?
Yeah, just instant message me or just anybody, and share the information.
All right, and then be on the lookout for SCORE. Over here, I am going to at least do some group sessions on Zoom. And the group sessions are only just going to be real small, but they're going to be special topics. In other words, it's going to be either grant writing, grant research, and then that's what it would be. And it may be about 45 minutes. I probably will start those, but I've got to figure out how to work video Zoom.
Well, this is the first time I used it, so I'm used to go to meetings. So
Zoom is pretty easy. I like Zoom.
Wow. And Tim, you're looking good. Where are you, Tim? In that
I'm
back?
in the office. I'm in the office.
Oh, I didn't go to that part of the office. When we met, I went over there to your conference room.
Yeah, sometimes we sit in here. Don't we go into the
No,
office?
no, we didn't. You didn't invite me. I mean, as far as I went was your entrance,
It's been the
and
same
I saw.
3 years.
I know that, but usually we do the workshop
Oh,
in
because
that
we.
training room, right? So I didn't know that. Okay, I've never been to your office.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, and let me see, and okay, one other announcement too.
Okay.
Sign up for Urban Awareness USA, please, today. Yeah, urbanawarenessusa.org. Yeah, they're a
Okay.
nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead on and sign up for them. This is a nonprofit online technical assistance organization that provide services such as they do webinars, they do send out updates on grants, and it's targeted for urban areas, which is good. So it's a free sign up. So you'll be able to receive all of their newsletters and everything. And so it's a great opportunity.
Okay.
That's a great site.
Urban, I need a building to create for a family life center. Where can I get one for $1?
Well, you're going to have to check with your city and see which one that the city owns and which one is underutilized, and take a look at the city's strategic plan to make sure that your services are needed within that community. And that's how you get it. Now, Urban Awareness USA have some packages that you could acquire for construction, for building, for all types of grant awards, for particularly communities of color. That's why I like this particular organization. It's focused on communities of color and the faith-based churches. So it's a great resource.
Urban Awareness USA. I forgot the USA.
USA Urban Awareness USA.org.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. I still have my part-time job that I need to go to this afternoon, but I need to let that. But before I let it go, I want something solid under my feet.
Well, we got a lot of nuggets today, so if there's nothing else,
Yes. Okay.
anything other
Thank
questions?
you very much. That's
Thank you
it
so
for
much.
me. Thank you.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Okay,
I
you
can
guys.
process everything.
No
Thank
problem.
you all once again. Okay.
Okay.
Enjoy the day. Okay.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Good
Bye.
night. Oh, good night. Good evening.
Good evening. Somewhere in the world is
I've been
nighttime.
up all night, so I better go to bed.
Okay.
That's the reason why I didn't show my picture. I would have blown y'all all away. I'm telling you, I would have blown y'all clean out of sight.
That's all right.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Gemma.
Bye, Linda.
Bye.